Welcome all. I hope you can see me and hear me much more better than the previous video. This is because we have ordered the correct equipment for an in-house studio so that the coming up videos are much more clearer and with better quality. So I thought I should be informing you about this before I start the topic. So today's topic is sex and spiritualism. Are they connected? And if they're connected, then how they're connected? So my answer to this question that one of my followers had asked me is that no, sex is not connected to spiritualism in any of the ways. Not even a molecule of connection is there between sex and spiritualism. I know in America and all the other Western countries around the globe, this is the most talked about topic. People think that sex is one of the ladders for reaching moksha. Okay? This is not true. This is not true at all. This is a myth. There can be no spiritual growth, there can be no spiritual upliftment through sex. In fact, due to the lack of knowledge, the high rate of rape cases is a product of sex. This is very sad, and I criticize sex very strongly. So let me define sex to all of you as to what it is. It's nothing more than just a desire or urge which is created by the mind. This is a desire which is created completely by your mind. Okay? And this energy, this negative energy, only drains your positive energy downwards. It takes you downwards. Sex always takes you downwards. It will never uplift your energy level. For spiritual path, definitely not. See, I'll give you an example. It's something like anger, jealousy, hatred. These are all negative forms. What it does, it takes you towards the low energy levels. Yes? So in the same category, sex is being kept. So it can never do an activation for your chakras. No chakra activation can happen with sex. This is again a very big myth. Kundalini Jagran and chakras activation that you say can never happen with sex. And on internet, there are so many videos I see, that through sex the Kundalini Jagran can happen. No, that's not correct. This is a complete misguidance. I don't know from where all this is coming from. I really don't understand. And I do not want any of my followers or people who are watching this video to get into that belief system, that wrong belief system. It's so not true. Okay? So please do not get trapped into that belief system and spoil your spiritual journey. Now, that does not mean that spiritual life or any spiritual healer or spiritual mentor is against love or love making. No. No spiritual healer and no spiritual mentor will say that do not get married, or do not fall in love, or do not get into love making. But nobody can say that. But see, sex and love making, they're two different aspects altogether. You have to choose one of it. What do you want to choose? If you want spiritual growth, spiritual upliftment, you need to choose love making or love as the flow of energy for yourself, because that energy will take you towards spiritual upliftment, will take you towards your spiritual path. You will gain energy, not drain energy through love making. And now love making also between two committed partners or between the married couples, a husband and a wife, when they make love, a very sacred aura is created around them. It's purity. Okay? Provided both the partners are matching to the levels of spirituality. When I say levels of spirituality, I mean that each one of them should understand the path of spirituality. You should understand the essence of a spiritual path. So when you're making love, it's something like you should not be having non-veg, you should not be taking, alcohol. I'm talking about the partners of the same level. Because no chakra activation or Kundalini Jagran can happen if you have alcohol and eat non-veg. No, that's not. Because you're not cleansed from inside, that's not happening. That cannot happen. Okay? So, if you want to gain energy, the correct union between two people will uplift your energy levels. Now, not through sex. Now, why? Like I explained you that why not sex. See, because sex is something I said before also, it's being created by the mind. Okay? So even if it's a desire created by the mind. So even if you do not have a partner, your mind will give you a message that yes, it's an urge, that yes, you need to have sex. And this, when you keep on doing this on regular, intervals, then this becomes an addiction. And this is called lust. In other words, in a layman's language, it's called lust. And this energy will throw you downwards. Trust me, it will just throw you downwards. I'm bluntly saying this to all of you. Okay? And this is the major reason that most of the people, majority of people are not spiritually enlightened. Because they're misguided, they're confused between sex and lovemaking. Your energy levels can only be uplifted through love, not sex. Okay, because love is an art. Love making is an art. Okay, it will take you towards the higher levels of spirituality. Now, love making between a married couple, like I said, creates a very sacred and a pure energy level. Okay, whereas sex only drains your energy. So, this reminds me of one of the incidences that there was one American client of mine who just asked me a question that, Guru Didi, I have read and I have read Kama Sutra, the book, the Indian book, and it always talks about sex and the techniques of sex. So I immediately stopped him then and there and I said, no. Kama Sutra never talks about sex. It talks about lovemaking. So you need to be very careful when you read anything. You need to be very careful when you're trying to grasp any word or any term before drilling it inside your brain. The word is lovemaking, the word is not sex. And he was like, yes. I'm so sorry. For so many years I've been not trying to even think about the difference between sex and lovemaking. I thought it's one of the same things. It's like, no, it's not the same thing. And of course I had to explain this whole thing to him. However, coming back to today's topic, like I said, that love will always uplift your soul. Lovemaking will always uplift your soul. Never get into the multiple partner sex theory, because again that is again a very negative thing to do. And if you're following a spiritual path and if you want to start your spiritual journey, it will drain you out. I'm repeatedly saying this to you. So you want to start your spiritual journey, you want to experience the spiritual bliss, you have to choose love over sex. Okay? You have to choose sex or lovemaking, the correct form of lovemaking. So only then your chakra opening can start to happen if you choose lovemaking, the correct form, with the correct knowledge, like I just explained before. The sacredness, the purity of lovemaking will uplift you. So try to improve yourself. Try to kill sex and create love. create lovemaking, give birth to lovemaking. Okay? And once you do that, that is the only way you can achieve your spiritual bliss and gain energy and not drain energy. Repeatedly saying this to you. So, I hope that after listening to this video, many of you will understand the difference between lovemaking and sex and not get trapped in the myth of, sex uplifting your spiritual energy, spiritual consciousness, so many other words of spiritualism. None of the words of spiritualism is attached with the sexual energy. It's not. And before I end the video, I would like to tell you one more thing, that many of you have been asking me this question about tantric sex. That what is tantric sex and how to perform it, and we want to perform it, and are there any classes available for tantric sex? Please, people, I want to be very strict on this statement today, on this video of mine, that first of all, most of you, majority of people, are not clear about sex and spirituality, the difference between sex and lovemaking, which today I have explained in the most simplest forms available, that I could. Now, what are we talking about tantric sex? What are we talking about tantric sex? And be careful, because tantric sex is a very deep commitment. It's a very deep commitment. It's not a joke which is mostly happening in America. Yes, I have to name this. It's mostly happening. This is a very big joke which is happening in America. And the other Western countries, was majorly in America. Because I get so many emails, I get so many phone calls about tantric sex. I will pick up a topic about tantric sex in the coming up days. Then what exactly tantric sex is. But then let me sum up this video to one thing. To one summary, that is this word tantric sex that people have been talking about. Okay, I will not go into the details of tantric sex, but I will just, with the context of this video of sex and spirituality, I have clarified that sex has nothing to do with spiritualism. It's lovemaking. The word is lovemaking. Now, there was in ancient times, there was a particular process, which of course has been lost, like the other several, mysterious processes. It's not there now, but then it's there with very few sattvic healers who are aware of this, but they keep it very secretive. So there was a process in which you can generate the energy levels, the male and female energy, by the union of the male and the female energy. You can generate electricity in your body. There was a process, and there is a process. Okay, but that's a very sacred process, and it's no joke. It's no joke. But that does not mean that you have to touch each other for that. No, by sitting very close to each other, next to each other, you can generate those electricity levels in each other's body, the male and the female energy levels. Okay, so that is a kind of sacredness and purity we are talking about. Okay, but that's another topic that I will take in the coming up days. However, let's not talk about tantric sex right now. People will send me mails about tantric sex. I will make up another video for it. But here on this particular topic about sex and spirituality, as I said, that try to gain energy and not drain energy, and do not get trapped into the myths of that sex gives you moksha or sex is helpful in your spiritual upliftment. No, it's not. So that's about today's video, and I'll see you next week again with another interesting topic that you've been writing to me. And if there are any topics that you want me to pick for one of my videos, you can always write into the mailing address which is given on our site, and we will consider that topic if that is one of the topics that the other majority is also wanting. So thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you next week.